Good morning, everybody. Many of you will remember these scenes from the original Alien movie from 1979. But what you probably don't remember was the coded number 237 in the opening scenes and the closing scenes of the film. Now, what is this number 237 about? Well, we had discovered this some time ago, starting with our decodes on the film The Shining. And as far as I can tell, this number has two meanings. One meaning to the Most High, and another meaning to the enemy. So to the enemy, this represents the beast, because you have 2, 3, and 7 ribs in the human rib cage. And that's where the beast wants you to stay, instead of ascending, I guess you can call it, to the 12 intercranial nerves. Now, this is not Kundalini. Don't get me wrong here. I don't want you guys to think that that's what this is about. God created our bodies as a map, a road map to our spiritual journey, which is through Jesus Christ. The enemy has hijacked that and tried to deceive you and trick you into thinking that it's a Kundalini experience and that you're supposed to raise chakras to get to that level. But that's not what it's about. It's about belief in Jesus Christ. Now, to the Most High, this number 237 is something completely different. It's the portal to deliverance through faith, through belief in Him. Now, how do I know this? Well, if you look at the Noah's Ark story, there were pairs of animals, 2s and 7s, that were protected by the 3, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They were brought through a water portal into the next phase of humanity after God had cleansed the earth, essentially baptized the entire earth. Now, many of you will remember the cat from the movie Alien, 1979. This is the cat here. His name is Jonesy. And this is where my mind began to turn last night. Because we've been talking a lot about cats, haven't we? And I began to think, maybe it isn't cats that will be the cause of the next pandemic. Maybe it's that cats will start to see the change in the people who got the it. And maybe they will begin to turn on those people. And people will not understand why this is happening. And it will be some kind of strange phenomenon. And this is exactly what happened in the film Alien. Every time the alien would come into the room or was hiding in a room, Jonesy would sense it and hiss at the alien. But here's the problem. At the end of the film, when the alien had integrated itself into the escape capsule, Jonesy failed to detect the alien. Now, why had the alien integrated itself into the escape capsule? Well, Ripley, this woman here, played by Sigourney Weaver, essentially detonated the mining ship called the Nostromo to try and kill the alien, but the alien had already attached itself to the escape capsule. Now, interestingly, Jonesy's name is a derivative of the name Janice. Jonesy, Jonas, John, Janice, they're all the same name, just derivatives of one another. So this is really weird. Anyway, I thought I would open up today's show with this brief analysis of the movie Alien that I rescreened last night. I've watched these films many, many times, all of them, and found different things over the years that were strange, but the number 237 was interesting. Now, today, you're going to notice something different in the chat. And thanks to, wow, the large super chat we got here. Thank you. Who is this here? A remnant for all your hard work in many years. Thank you so much. And that's what I wanted to talk about next, is that we finally enabled the super chats. This is after 2 years of not enabling a super chat. Thanks, Better Karma. Much appreciated. Bless this message and partakers. Now, why did we do that? Well, as you guys know, we've been scratching our heads trying to figure out why YouTube has us in a box. Essentially, our channel has been at a standstill for the past 2 years, slowly growing. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if that was the same case for all of the truth channels out there. But as you know, a lot of the other truth channels don't have a problem picking up subscribers and growing. I know a lot do, but a lot don't. And we have been working every single day with new content and groundbreaking content that needs to be seen by a lot more people in our truth community, doesn't it? So we've been stuck in like a silo. So why are we enabling the super chat? Well, we're going to see if it makes a difference to the algorithms and how YouTube shadow bans us. And already I turned the feature on last night. I put out a community post and I told you guys I was turning the feature on, and I already noticed a difference. I saw new people joining the channel, new comments from much older videos, which almost never happens. Typically, when I go into my comments and check the comments, it's only from the most recent or 2 videos, not videos going back 2 or 3 years. So apparently, this has unlocked YouTube putting our videos into recommended videos, which is almost never ever the case. Now, YouTube's running a business, and they're going to send out notifications to the live shows that have this enabled. They're not going to send out notifications to live shows that don't have things enabled on the channel that allow YouTube to make money, because they're running a business. Because why would you do that? It would be like betting on a losing proposition, right? Now, as you guys know, YouTube already takes a good portion of the ad revenue and channel memberships from all YouTube channels. So it's kind of like paying a tax to operate here is the way I began to look at this. Same way we have to pay tax to operate in our economy. Taxes that fund things that we don't necessarily agree with. In this case, censorship, right? So I decided to turn on the super chat for a while, see if it makes a difference. I don't know if it is. Now, having said all that, a much better way to donate to the channels through the fundraiser and Cashapp links in the description. But wanted to open this up for the people that have requested it, but I'll leave it up to you guys. So now let's get into today's feature decode. And this one blew me away, because what you're going to see next is a zombie apocalypse movie from 2019. This is pre-pandemic, that released on Trump's birthday. Now, that alone doesn't mean anything. But the fact that this film released 6 months before the pandemic began, and it includes clear foreshadowing that Trump would essentially bring about an epidemic disease, which will, or has already started to, evolve into a zombie apocalypse. You're going to see the actor Steve Buscemi, who plays the Trump character, wearing a real MAGA hat, as you saw in the thumbnail. You're also going to hear the signature Trump word very badly, or his signature phrase. You're going to hear that repeated about 6 times throughout this film. And finally, you will also see Trump channeled through a samurai sword-wielding Scottish actress, who in real life battled Trump in 2009 over the construction of his Scottish golf course. Wow, right? So let's get started. Now, the story begins in the small town of Centerville, and everyone begins to notice that it's not getting dark outside. The sun is not setting. Something is going on with the sun. Now, the cover story in the film they're watching like the mainstream media on televisions and stuff, and the mainstream media is telling them that the Earth has gone off its axis due to polar fracking. But there are some people in the town that just aren't buying it, and they play like the conspiracy theorists. So they tune in to the local radio to see what's going on, and the radio station is 9/11 or 11/9 in reverse. Let's take a look at this here. This is unbelievable. Now, the actor who tunes the radio is Adam Driver. And his actual birthday in real life is 11/9. Watch.
Wow, that sounds so familiar.
So they tune the radio to 9/11, and it's 11:11 a.m. And Adam Driver.
Oh, the dead don't die.
Now the song playing in the background is The Dead Won't Die, because that is what is coming. It's a zombie apocalypse. Look at his birthday, 11/19. Matching, essentially, the reverse of the radio station he tuned into. Now, some could argue, oh, well, you know, maybe 119 is COVID-19. I'm not going to try to stretch it that far, but understand that there were 19 years between 9/11 and COVID-19. 19 years. And understand that they told us there were 19 hijackers, didn't they? And understand that there were 19 tridents along the facade of each of the towers. So maybe there is something to the number 19, which is the sun card on the white horse. Let's keep watching, because it gets even more specific. Because next you're going to see the character Steve Buscemi wearing a bright red knockoff MAGA hat. Watch this. Now, what does this hat say? It says, "Keep America White Again," or Kawa. Now I'm going to go to the chat. We're going to have a little interactive, and you can tell me what Kawa instead of MAGA means. Now here's the big clue. What do we do on this channel? We reverse everything to see what they're talking about, don't we? Because that's how they speak. What is, instead of MAGA, it's Kawa. What is that? Let's see who gets it first. Again, this was 2019, 6 months before a single case of COVID-19. There you go. Asa got it. It's awake backwards. There you go. It's a walk, but it's awake, right? Because they never do everything exactly. It's always like a one-off knockoff. So let's keep going here. Oh, that's alien. Let's go back to this one.
That we're out now.
But what happened sounds like the start of a gruesome horror film.
Sure does.
Everything looks normal out there.
Now we get the CDC. As you can see on the back of their shirts, it says CDC, except it's not the real CDC. It's the Centerville Detention Center. But obviously, it's the CDC. Now, these children at this detention center, they're prominent in the film, but I just showed you this one scene so you could see that their shirts say CDC. Obviously, this was added to the plot so that the CDC got a mention, wasn't it? Now, remember, the cover story is that Earth's axis is off due to fracking, which is messing up the Earth's rotation. Problem is that they don't show fracking. They show the Earth and the Moon's corona. Watch.
Yeah.
All the cycles of the biosphere would be affected. The natural cycles of sunlight would be disrupted.
What the heck is going on here? Why are they showing the Earth with a corona around it? Let's keep watching.
Plants wouldn't grow, wind patterns would change.
Then they show the moon with the corona around it. Obviously, these people know what was going to happen before it happened. Let's keep watching here.
This is crazy.
A change in the Earth's rotation or its spin rate? That'd be catastrophic for sure.
Caused by the Earth having been pulled off its axis, caused by the polar fracking.
But the authorities and energy people keep saying that's not true.
So she is obviously the uninformed mainstream, believes the mainstream media. These guys are the conspiracy theorists, right? And they know what's going on and they know what's coming, so they're getting ready. Let's keep watching here.
Hey, Dean, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind just dropping a little wisdom until the next delivery.
The world is perfect. Appreciate the details.
So then, of course, enters the rapper RZA is this guy's name. He's a rapper in real life, and he tells us to look at the details. Let me play that back so you can hear that again. And this is the clue that we're supposed to be looking at the details of what's really going on here. Listen to what he says here. This is creepy.
Appreciate the details.
Wondering if you wouldn't mind just dropping a little wisdom until the next delivery.
The world is perfect. Appreciate the details.
Appreciate the details. Now, the first thing that the town begins to notice is that the animals, specifically the cats, start freaking out. Another cat clue. Now, we've been following the cats for some time, as you probably noticed when we opened the show with the cat explanation of the film Alien. And this is where I'm starting to think that the animals are going to start reacting to the people who have been altered by the it. Let's keep watching.
Good evening. This is Posey Juarez. We interrupt this program for a Centerville 7 News special report.
You know, right? You know what? I still has a home. I mean, if you're
Look at this. I mean, I just couldn't find my cat, Rainbow.
People are saying their pets.
So she couldn't find her cat Rainbow. Notice how it glitches out when she says the word cat. So now you guys know I'm not making all this up. There's something about the cats. Now, why are we so focused on trying to figure this out? Well, because when something happens with the cats, people will look back on these videos and they'll go, wow, he was right. Not because I need to be right, but because this is what wakes people up. They go, wow, this really is programming. These people do have foreknowledge of these things. And then that wakes people up and makes people want to give their life to Jesus, because we give all the credit of everything, single thing, discovery that happens on this channel to the Most High and His Son, Jesus Christ. You can't like this channel and not like Jesus. Let's keep watching here.
Look at this. I mean, I just couldn't find my cat, Rainbow.
People are saying their pets have either just disappeared or are acting unusually skittish and aggressive.
And when I finally did find her, she was under the house.
That's so strange. Where are you guys?
Too, and she had this wild look in her eye. She's never done that before. She's not usually like that. She's very gentle. And when I finally tried to pull her out, she scratched me all to shreds, like a wild animal.
That is so creepy.
Now, it's funny because they call her Posey Juarez, and in real life, her name is Rosie Perez. So they just scrambled her name. She plays the news anchor. Now let's keep watching here, because next I'm going to play for you a montage of all the times in the film where they say the phrase ends badly.
And it seems to be happening all over. We'll have more reports at 11. But for now, this is Posey Juarez for Centerville 7 News.
All of my cats are gone. And normally they just stay inside.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Danny. They could be hiding.
Kitties!
Kitties!
you ask me, this whole thing is going to end badly.
This is all going to end badly. What does that mean?
I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, zombies. Ghouls. The undead.
So what exactly do you mean, Ronnie?
Oh, don't know. Just a feeling, I guess. Strong feeling. But I've been telling you this is all going to end badly.
God. But then it ends badly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. This is definitely going to end badly. We got to give it our best shot.
Our best shot. Oh.
So what is the best shot? Well, it's a play on words, isn't it? Both of them say we're going to give it our best shot. It's a double meaning. The shot. And obviously, they're making a reference to Trump here because he's the only one that I know that says ends badly or uses the word badly of any prominent political figure in the last 50 years that I can think of.
Okay. Yeah. You have been saying that this is all going to end badly from the very beginning, over and over. So what made you so fucking sure of that? How did you know everything in advance?
I want to know. I really want to know.
Listen to this next part. Now, here's where it gets creepy. I know I always say that, but it does. It's creepy. Because what you're going to hear next is that they're following a script. And that's how they know it's going to end badly. This is the script that we've been examining and exposing on this channel. The future script of events that had not happened yet. Let's keep watching.
Want to know. I really want to know.
Okay. I know because I've read the script.
You read the script. The whole script?
So then Bill Murray gets upset because he wasn't given the whole script. Only Adam Driver was given the whole script.
He only gave me our scenes. I never saw a complete script.
And now you're beginning to understand that all these actors are players, and political figures are actors as well. They're all players in a grand scheme of programming to steer the world down a set path, and everything else is an illusion. Voting is an illusion. Freedom is an illusion.
All of it?
Yeah, Jim gave me the whole script.
After all I've done for that guy, and it's a lot that you don't even know about.
Is this some sort of epidemic or what?
Then they call it an epidemic, more clues. Now, eventually, they realize the dead are coming back to life from the grave, and so the town begins to prepare for it. A rabies zombie virus is about the central nervous system, which is why you have to chop the head off to kill one.
It's zombies.
What are you saying?
Complete decapitation. Just as long as the spinal cord is severed, right?
Wi-Fi.
So then the town begins to realize that when the zombies reanimate, they gravitate towards whatever addictions they had in their previous life. So ice cream, toys, they give all these examples, but here's the problem. One of these addictions doesn't make any sense. It doesn't qualify as an addiction, in other words. Remember, what was it, the electric company? On when during the after school, I'd come home from school and watch the electric company, and the song was, one of these kids is doing their own thing. Remember that? Well, one of these zombies is doing his own thing. His addiction is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which does not fit into the context of the other addictions.
Right?
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
So obviously, this confirms the connections that we've made to whatever they have planned with virus, pokers, and Wi-Fi. It's all somehow connected, but I wasn't expecting it to be so blatant in this film and out in the open, especially a film that came out before the pandemic. Now, remember, the dead come back seeking their addiction. And in this case, this dead couple that you see right here were addicted to coffee. And in the film, they're the very first zombies of the entire film. They go into a diner and kill all the people in the diner. But notice how they say coffee. And you tell me what you think they're really saying here, okay? I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to go back into the chat and see what this sounds like to you, okay? I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to, like, taint the answer here.
Coffee. 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 Coffee.
Okay, let's go back into the chat and see what you guys just heard. Because that was really weird, wasn't it? Let's see here. Unbelievable. Wow, you guys are such a blessing. Thanks for the super chats, you guys. Much love to you. Let's see what you guys heard there. Let's zoom this up. There you go. Some of you got the answer. Now, I didn't do anything to that clip. All I did was play it back. This was before the word ever existed. And there it was. Unbelievable. Now let's keep playing this because there's more to this as we start to close in on the end of this decode today. More confirmation, because next you're going to see the actress Tilda Swinton. She's wielding a samurai sword. Now she's Scottish, and in the film she plays a Scottish person. Listen.
Oh man, get a load of these two.
And essentially she becomes the tip of the spear. Just like Trump from Scotland, his mother's from Scotland. Now the connection here to Trump is blatant. It's in your face, because when was she born?
She's strange.
She's Scottish. She's Scottish?
The 5th of November. Now this date keeps coming up, doesn't it? Came up on yesterday's show. What is the 5th of November? It's the Back to the Future time travel date. It's Samhain. The date that another time traveler, Katrina Balfe, from the series Outlander, traveled through standing stones in Callanish, Scotland. When was Katrina Balfe born? With 88 days left in the year. She was born on 10/4. 10:04 is the date, or the time on the clock at the clock tower in Back to the Future. I know there's a lot of stuff going on here, but you gotta see the forest from the trees here, that they are telling a story. They're weaving a narrative here. Now, what's so special about the standing stones of Callanish in Scotland? Well, they're 14 miles from where Trump's mother was born, in Scotland, at a 77-degree heading. The standing stones form an upside-down cross. Now, interestingly, Trump and this actress are connected. How? Well, they had beef in 2009 over Trump's Scottish golf course. Now, in the film, she actually mentions golf. I didn't capture that clip for some reason, but you can watch the film. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy, I don't know. I didn't really like the film. I trudged through it in order to put together this decode because the stuff was so in your face. I had to decode this one. But look at this beef all the way back in 2009. They're battling it out. Now, you're probably thinking, Casey, oh, this is just Hollywood trolling Trump. No, this is not what's going on here. Understand that anytime you see two celebs beefing it out with each other, it's safe to assume that they're really on the same side. How can I know that? Well, they get brownie points from the devil when they're able to divide us through these little beefs that they have. We talked about one such beef yesterday. Talked about Jared Kushner and Ivanka, quote unquote, distancing themselves from their father because Trump was hanging out with Kanye West. And we talked about the hypocrisy and the notion that that is just ridiculous on its face. So they do these things to stir the pot, so to speak, to get everybody divided. And they get brownie points from the enemy for doing this. They just pretend to hate each other and beef with each other because it continues the right-left divide. Now, the movie ends with Tilda going up into a UFO. Now, in the movie, her name is Zelda. I could not figure out the significance of why they would name her character Zelda. I kind of dug into it, but I didn't want to spend too much time on it. So she's taken up into a UFO. Watch.
Right, here we go.
Now, after she's taken up, the rest of the town is overrun by zombies. There's just too many dead. You can't cut all their heads off. And the whole town is basically consumed. And to me, this is clear foreshadowing of events that had not happened yet, but only if you have the eyes to see them. And that's the end of it, you guys. Now, tomorrow we will get into the film Interstellar, which has suffocation programming throughout. The entire film is about suffocating. Again, another pre-pandemic film with clear foreshadowing. Thanks to everybody who showed up today. Thanks to the huge blessings in the super chat. You guys are amazing. Let's see if it changes the algorithms. I can already tell you it has, because look at how many people are viewing this decode. Normally, they have us stuck at 666 watching, don't they? So, I guess it's already starting to work, and bless you guys for giving it a shot. Now, let's go into the chat here and see what you guys want to talk about. See if there's anything I missed. Any other parts of the film. I always like to leave that open up for you guys so you guys can contribute in that way with your thoughts. All right. Some of you saw the movie. Do you guys remember watching this movie? Elon posted a picture of Batman. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna have to check that out. It's so creepy. It's like they're following the channel or something, but I know they're not. I don't have an ego like that. I just think that God's revealing these things so that we can expose it, and the people that watch and see the things that we talk about here end up manifesting in the reality are awakened. They're awakened, and they're able to come out of the right-left paradigm. All right. CATS is a missile system. Oh, interesting. I'll have to dig into that as well. 5th of November was in another movie. Yes, in fact, we have a video called 5th of November appearing in 3 time travel films. And we actually found the date in the script and in the cinematography of 3 separate time travel films. One of them was called, now I'm going by memory here. One of them, of course, is Back to the Future. The other one was Time Rider. And the last one was called Time After Time. And the weird thing about those 3 films in which the 5th of November appears is that those films are 3 years apart each. So 3, 3, and 3, and 3 films, all with the 5th of November appearing in it. Now that particular decode that we did is on this channel somewhere. Maybe I'll link it in the pinned comment for those that want to watch that. But usually when we approach the 5th of November every single year, I'll re-upload that video because it's that important for people to see the spirit behind Hollywood and the programming. All right. Yes, V for Vendetta, the 5th of November, they say. But these were 3 time travel films, so that's the key part of that. Something has to do with time travel. It's the lowering of the veil. Now, how does the enemy do that? Through sacrifice. And that was exactly the plot in the film, in the TV series Outlander. She would go to these standing stones, and it was on Samhain. In fact, the first several episodes of Outlander, they go into like a little shop. Thanks, Kim. Much appreciated. They go into a shop, and the lady says it's Samhain. And shortly thereafter, they pass through the standing stones. Have I ever decoded the 5th element? I think we took a look at that one. I'll have to dig through and find that. And so she travels through the standing stones, and then when she does that, she emerges on the other side in the past. She time travels, and they basically accuse her of being a witch because they know about Samhain and standing stones. So really, really weird, you guys. Now, if you're interested in hearing and learning about the Scottish aspect to this, I do have a playlist on the Scottish prophecy and the Callanish standing stones and all of that. It's under a playlist called like Trump Scottish prophecy or something like that. But all you got to do is look through the playlist and you'll see that if you're interested in that. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. We'll be back tomorrow with interstellar suffocation programming to fund NASA. Much love, everybody. Take care and be safe.